Show your faces. Be
I'd
candid.
buy you $100 shirt. I'll buy you a new pair of sneakers.
Yeah, new sneakers are
Alright,
always
you're
good.
our
That's
target
all that
audience.
matters.
And it seems like an hour. Stay with a pretty girl for an hour, and it seems like a minute. As human beings, we all have certain things and needs that we want out of life. One of those things is love. We're looking and searching for that person who's our perfect fit. Our soul's counterpoint. Someone who loves us no matter what. Someone who supports us, who's by our side, who comforts us and inspires us. I found it, or him I should say, and my wish is that you all someday find this great love. The only problem in finding this great love is that there's roadblocks. That roadblock is you have to find someone and go on this first date. Now, the first date is really a very tricky situation. It's a situation of unknowns. You could end up with your hand being on a hot stove for what seems like an hour, or really what seems like a minute. Although there's no way to know if the date's going to be an utter disaster or complete success, relax, even you right there, Allison, because I'm going to inform you on some do's and don'ts, some tips and tricks for the do's and don'ts of meeting your potential mate, the first date, and ending the first date. Now, just so you know, a first date is not just nerves, flowers, dinner, and a movie. It's actually, well, it's not. It's comprised of some different components. Obviously, meeting a potential partner. Let's talk about that. I suggest something personally. Here's what I suggest. Talk to 10 individuals a day. Why? Because then you build up immunity to rejection. So when it's like, I want to talk to you, it doesn't matter. You've gotten it out of your system. Now, Patty from Millionaire Matchmaker says, if you want to meet a regular guy, you have to go where regular guys go. Are you guys wondering who that is? Example, Comic-Con. Why? Here's why. Daylight, no booze involved, no beer goggles, you're sober, totally there. If you want a CEO, you want your corporate guys and not your Best Buy boys, hit up an electronic trade show. Hello. Now I'm sure some of you in this audience do such things as online dating, eHarmony, Match.com, etc. Let's go ahead and talk about your profile pics, do's and don'ts. Ladies, right now, what we don't want to do is this. Are you ready? Don't have photos of you in some skanky outfit and some group of guys hammered, or you and your cats, like that lady right there in our audience. If you do, what you're saying is you're easy and you're the crazy cat lady. Gentlemen, what I don't want you to do is be annihilated. Have photos of you doing keg stands with your ex or current girlfriend, because basically you're just saying you're a frat boy. We want you to come across as a polite gentleman. Also, what I want to talk about is when you're in a social interaction, how about like no sexual grunts, inappropriate groping, comments, hip thrusting, things of that nature. Please also, let's refrain from such things as, girls, your legs gotta be tagged because you've been running through my mind all day. Not okay. Doesn't really get to drop like you want. So let's say we've bypassed all of this and we've actually gotten the date. Let's start planning for it. What are we going to do to plan the date? First off, think about what you're going to do. Is it afternoon focused? Is it evening? Do you need reservations? Should you check your bank account? Be creative. Take them to your favorite restaurant, perhaps to your favorite museum. Also in planning the date, what are you going to wear? This is key. As a society, let's face it, we judge a book by its cover. It's your first shot. What are your clothes saying about you? Are you sexy? Are you sassy? Are you sporty? Are you confident? Ask yourself these questions when planning what you're going to wear. Glamour Magazine's articles, 25 First Date Do's and Don'ts say, girls, pay attention. You should always wear a pair of classic flats. Why? They work beautifully paired with a summer dress, capris, I don't care if you're short, or a pair of pants or a tank top. Gentlemen, in terms of what you wear, as long as it is pressed, wrinkle-free, and clean, you're good to go. If it's jeans, if it's shorts, if it's shirt, if it's a button-up, you're fine. Glamour Magazine also recommends for the first date, here are your don'ts. Pay attention, audience. Don't talk about yourself all night long. Don't drink too much. Don't talk about your ex-relationships. Don't talk about marriage or kids you just met, for God's sakes. Don't talk about sexual acts that you'd like to engage in with them or anyone else later on, okay? Don't forget your manners, and don't forget to turn off your cell phone. But where there are don'ts, there are do's, and here are the do's of the first date. Do be yourself. Do laugh at their jokes. Do talk about your interests as well as theirs. and do be confident. Now, I'm sure you're sitting here being like, well, Summer, we've gone over all this crap about the first date. How do we end it? Let's talk about ending that first date. According to Health Guidance, who are a group of qualified professionals, you need to ask yourself some vital questions at the end of that first date. Check in with yourself. Did you have a good time? Was there a connection? Did you have chemistry? Would you like to see this person again? Depending on how you answer that is how the first date's going to end. Let's say it sucked. It was the worst date you ever had. What do? You do thank them regardless. You say you had a good time, and you be polite. You do not make empty promises. If you have no intentions of ever speaking to this person again, don't say so. Now, on the other hand, say you had the most enchanting evening ever. Oh, breathtaking, you can't believe it. Do thank them. Let them know you had a wonderful evening. Let them walk you to your door. Don't worry about the hug and kiss. If it's meant to be, it will be. And here is a don't, and I say it to all of you, and I hope you pay attention. Do not have sex on the first date, because it very, very, very rarely ends up being a meaningful relationship. Now, whether your first date ends with you feeling like your hand has been on a hot stove for an hour, or it's gone by and it seems like a minute, you've learned a lesson. We've all learned a very valuable lesson. And I hope that what I've shared with you tonight has either amused you, educated you, or at least left you with a very lovely thought or feeling.